Now I got it recording right and send the audio. It's a bit of a procedure to get it set up, but
No, you're fine.
I'll let you know whenever we're live here. And this computer is not the fastest computer.
That's fine. Getting set up myself.
I'm surprised how good a quality this is actually turning out. It's probably because it's on Facebook.
Yeah, most likely.
Boom. All right. This is Trent Knox with the Trent Knox Show. I'm joined here with Mr. T Carts. You want to
Hello.
introduce yourself?
What's up? Yeah. No, my name is
Yep.
Tyler Carter, hip hop artist, entrepreneur, cook, chef Carter. What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. Um,
Very nice.
I got a couple things to get through here.
hmm
Um, so you dropped an album back when?
So it was about a year, gosh, probably close to a year now. February 23rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, called Evol. Stands for Every Volume of Life. Old school alternative hip hop album. That was my official release, and then I made a mixtape shortly after October about Halloween 1331, trying some different vibes, and I'm currently in the works of something else right now. Oh yeah,
Very nice. Um,
yeah.
where'd you record that?
So I recorded the majority of it at Stinson Studios, and the album was actually produced by Dream Life Beats. You can find him anywhere. Um, but yeah, all in Stinson. It's up in the hills. What's the section of Austin called? Up in the hills? Is it
Uh,
Westlake?
Lakeway, um, up in the hills. Bee
Like
Caves or?
over it's over by the 2222 by the 360.
Oh, okay, yeah. That's like Bee Caves area.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, so we had a conversation the other day, about your type of music and to just trying to figure out where you kind of fit in genre wise. I said it was hip hop, but also R&B. But how would you describe it? What kind of music are you doing, and uh, who are you speaking to?
Mm, I like that question. I want to speak to the people who have gone through stuff in their life. That's who I speak to. I speak to people who've had struggle, death in their family, just really any struggle of any kind. That's who I am speaking to, and I hope who are receptive. That's my goal, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Evol definitely was a different vibe. I've been changing in the works, you know. I'm in the works of creating a wave.
Hmm.
That's where I'm at right now. Yeah, 25 to life.
What are some of um, the topics, like political topics, or what kind of topics are you talking about in these? And maybe the upcoming album or the album before.
Okay, so I'll touch on the album before. I touched on how drug addiction affects society. I touched on our President Trump in my mixtape, usually negative connotations toward. I speak towards racism, um, being a white person in the hip hop world, my perspective from it, collaborating with black artists as well, finding their placement as well, exchanging ideas, and then just really just touching on calm vibes, not in a way that is gonna stir up the bee's nest per
Hmm.
se. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Rhythm and blues, like you touched on the other day,
Yeah.
definitely uh, fall in the category of that. But everything that I'm working on right now is just totally different. So it's tough to put a dot on the style and the styles that I experiment with.
Yeah.
You know?
No,
Yeah.
definitely. I've had the pleasure of interviewing you before on the Austin Live and Local podcast, live from the ATX. This is a little different. This is more personal.
Hmm.
Um, and you know, we've talked about your personal life and the struggles that you went through uh, to to get to where you are now as a musician and what you're
Hmm.
doing. Um, this is this I feel like, what do you think are like these common struggles that we're going through now that that are kind of like shaping society?
Um, at least being an artist, there's oversaturation
Hmm.
in the hip hop world of um, like false entitlement and whatnot.
Yeah.
But there's also a struggle with inflation.
Hmm.
There's a lot of kids nowadays that they can't live in this world, without having X, 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 and X, going to school for 8 years just to even potentially go by. People don't want to go down that route anymore, so people are struggling.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't go into the store and leave without dropping at least $10. And
Yeah.
what did you get? A drink and some chips. Like
Yeah.
what? You know what I mean?
No, I
Uh,
do.
yeah, it's crazy. So that's definitely where I try to focus my head at, and I just want to remain positive and provide hope that there is a better way to live. You know?
Yeah, we talked about
So,
that yesterday, about the like
yeah,
there being a barrier to entry to a lot of things, and if you don't have some, it's hard to get some. But if you have some, it's much more easier to get something.
yes,
Um,
exactly.
I was watching a live stream yesterday, and one of the characters in the live stream, I call them characters because they're in there, whether it's real life or not. It's they're in the picture there.
Yeah.
This particular character was bringing up the fact that California had put into a law that anything under $950 that was stolen out of a store is a Class C misdemeanor and hardly ever goes to court. So essentially, like, California has decriminalized theft,
Oh wow.
which is wild.
Yeah, that's
What do you think about
way
that?
wild. Oh man, I don't even know. I mean, as a child, I used to commit theft, and
Hmm.
um, my punishments were definitely high up on the scale. So I don't know why they would decriminalize theft at all, to be
Um,
honest.
well, the reason uh, that I was seeing in a lot of threads after I heard this, and I was like, "Oh, is this true?" So I went and I looked at a bunch of threads. Is because the homeless population has grown so much that these little stores are getting knocked off all the time. They're going in there stealing a coke or something like that, and the prison population has gotten so big with these minor criminal acts, and so they had to set the bar somewhere. $1,000 is pretty steep, as I would think, but maybe it's just that bad.
It's interesting though because in Montana, a theft underneath 1,000 is a misdemeanor, and 1,000 is the cap to where it is a felony.
Mm.
So I guess there's a little similarity in that. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just a average law, but I can see why they would do that then.
Mm-hmm.
Because these homeless people are stealing and then going to jail, booked for a week,
Yeah.
spending our taxpayer dollars on food and shelter
Yeah.
for them. You know what I mean? When we should probably focus on the opposite. Like, you know, there's a church on every single corner, but they don't provide housing.
Mm-hmm.
Some do, but realistically, no.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know,
Yeah, I think religion, secularized religion, um, is definitely in the spotlight right now, especially with the shooting that happened in last year or this year in Texas, in southern Texas, um, where the community gets so close minded, that they extradite all the outsiders, and then they have internal conflicts. You know,
hmm hmm and I
um,
believe that's the same shooting at the church, correct?
yeah, the shooting at the church. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was a white
18
on
month
white
old.
crime, right?
Hmm?
That was white on white crime. But we see a lot of the other the opposite of that, or maybe not the opposite of that, because black on black crime is the same as white on white crime. But
Yeah,
like the gender racial tension, with the escalated racial tension, we see a lot of racial crime committed.
that is spotlighted. Yeah,
Yeah, more so,
throughout social media.
more so.
Yeah. hmm
Um, I don't know if you saw this, but more information came out about the Las Vegas shooting.
What was that?
More video footage, which initially they said that the police force and the hotel security acted as fast as they could. But then this
Mm.
video footage is within the MGM Grand of the police being told to stand down, um, inside of like a stairwell. They already identified where the shooter was, and they didn't do any. They didn't put any officers in line of the fire to stop the shooting, so you could hear his gun going off, like for 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
You know, it,
What do you think about that? What's your
my thoughts are that it goes to show you that our society is alienating the hero. Um, at this point, it's like, don't be a hero. Don't go in. Don't put yourself. Don't save other people. Wait up. The system will take care of you.
yeah?
Um,
Do you think any conspiracy about it or no
Conspiracy about that particular
incident?
incident, there is
Yeah,
there is some, but if I were to isolate it down to that particular feeling, um, I don't think it's conspiracy. I think it's protection. I think everybody wants to be safe. Everybody's
yeah,
trying to make the world a safer place. But there's gonna have to be people who, I mean, even the military acknowledges this. There's gonna be some casualties, both both the people that are on the offense, people who are on the defense, uh, and just casualties of civilians or whatever. But this seemed like
yeah,
it seemed like they could have acted faster, you know?
yeah. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah. I mean, especially if there's 5 to 10 minutes straight of gunfire,
Yeah.
and you're having higher authorities tell them to stand down.
Yeah. Yeah,
You
but
know what I mean?
if we really want to get into the conspiracy of it, though, um, you know, multiple accusations that there were multiple shooters. You know, there's and the fact that this information in this video comes out what like 3 months from the shooting, something like that.
Mhm.
That's crazy to me. It's like why not release all the information that you know you have, let the public decide at the time, and then we'd probably be in a better place now than it's taken 3 months and everybody's still crying wolf. Someone set this up. It was a setup.
Yeah,
I
man,
don't
that's
know.
crazy.
I don't know. I wasn't involved, but
Yeah.
that actually moves into another topic that I want to talk about. Um, it's called the observational theory of reality.
Okay.
Um, so essentially, it is if you don't discover it and interact with it, then it can be easily determined that that reality does not exist.
Okay. Yeah. I've actually heard about this as well.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was a myth or something.
Okay.
I just heard a story, but it was way, way back in the day. You know,
Okay.
when visitors were coming in and killing natives and whatnot.
Okay. Yeah.
But there was a theory that they didn't see this boat come through from the sea
Mm-hmm.
because they didn't believe that it could exist.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no, some weird, weird stuff. It's probably a myth, but I had heard about it a long time ago. But it touches on that, you know? It's like these people didn't even see it coming, literally, you know?
Yeah.
It's just strange stuff. But where's your head at? What were you gonna?
Where was I going with that?
Mhm.
Well, essentially, like, so I've been looking at a lot of quantum, physicists, physics, and
Yeah,
one of the things that's been discovered is that an electron, when not observed, acts like a wave. When it is observed, it acts like a ray, like a beam. Um,
hmm,
and essentially, what this is saying is that our reality may be like that in that it's like a video game because video games only render the observational window. So
yeah,
let's say like I'm here at my home in my computer room doing this little podcast, and I only observe so much. I can look out a window, I can look to the right and the left, and I see that I'm in a room. I can see a wall, but potentially beyond that wall, that that part of the world is not being rendered because I can't observe it.
mm. It's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So it could potentially
It,
not exist.
well, or the opposite. The word potential
Mm.
is a very interesting thing that you say. It
Yeah.
potentially could exist.
Ah,
So as soon as I look at it, it exists. The potential for it to exist.
that's cool, man.
That's pretty wild, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Um,
But
and
you can apply that to things in your life, you know.
yeah, I think that's
And
like we were talking about manifest destiny and trying to like if you can believe that it'll be, uh, it will come to fruition.
yeah, I had read something very interesting. Is the Lost Scriptures of Thomas. I
Mm-hmm.
got into that a little bit. It's about manifestation. They took it out of the Bible because it essentially teaches you how to manifest your reality. And what it's saying is that you need to combine your mind and your heart.
Okay.
So, your mind, right? You can believe that you're gonna go this place, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you sit here and manifest it, manifest it, manifest it, think about it all day long. But if you don't believe within your heart as well, like if you see your observation and say you're poor, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what your heart feels, right?
Okay.
So you're poor, but your mind says, no, I can do this. Basically, the secret is to teach your heart to feel wealthy. be wealthy within your heart already.
Okay.
Already believe that you have everything in your life. Then, once your mind and your heart combine as one, then it exists and it becomes fruition. It becomes a reality.
Is this what we deem or define as love?
Mm, it could, yeah,
Hmm.
it could. You know, I think it's a little deeper than that. Like
Okay.
maybe not so much love and joy and kindness and
Yeah.
respect. Like not
Hmm.
wealthy of that mind, but just believe that you are okay. Believe that you have said things when you don't. Almost like
Oh man.
a schizophrenic person.
Yeah. Have you been hearing all the controversy behind OK?
Mm-mm.
Oh my goodness, man. So you know how like people have been playing that game where you put the OK symbol down below your legs and then someone punches you or something shit like that?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The circle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So now they're saying that the OK symbol is a hand gesture for white power.
Okay.
So you know how like because the three fingers is W and then the circle is a P.
Yeah.
So like there's a big protest to um, basically ban the OK symbol, like
Oh
the
jeez.
like the Nazi Reich of Hitler hand.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, man, I can't. The internet comes up with a bunch of shit all the time, man. I don't know. I don't know what to believe.
Yeah. Well, it is someone's perspective, so
Hmm.
I guess just take it for what it is.
Yeah, for
Same with
sure.
opinions, religions, everything like that.
What is your
Everybody.
what is your
Hmm?
take on the gender issue in America and I guess around the world right now?
You know, I've always been the type of person that just believes that if that's what you believe in, then that's what you believe in,
Hmm.
and how can I have anything negative to say about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Like, if you want to be some thing or some person or whatever the hell you want to be, just be your damn self. And
Hmm.
that's it. It shouldn't be this big thing, but unfortunately, religion gets mixed up into beliefs and they're not always positive,
Right.
you know? So that's a big thing that is holding these people back is Christianity and beliefs, old beliefs that we still live by that aren't really accurate or I can't think of the word, but they don't really matter today. They're not
Yeah, I guess that
with the kids. Like they don't
yeah.
they
Yeah.
don't I don't know, that's at least my belief. A lot of these kids don't really go by the Old Testament. But
Well, it's
what
diluted.
do I
It no,
Yeah.
you're right. You're right. You're right. It's diluted. We are becoming more communicative, and when other people have different um, interpretations of the Bible or the Quran or whatever holy scriptures that they attribute their faith to, then it can convolute people's belief systems.
Yeah.
So and I was gonna go into like what you were saying a little bit earlier about being an artist. I was gonna ask you what do you feel your responsibility is to uh, listeners that appreciate your music.
Mm. My responsibility is to provide hope and positivity where I
Hmm.
can, but I also have opinions myself.
Yeah,
So, if it's something that said listener doesn't believe in, then that's fine. It's
yeah.
okay. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But definitely spread positivity um, and hope. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to ignore people's different opinions of the world or the reality that they're living in.
Yeah.
Um, and I was looking into this gender discussion of the non-binary gender fluidity, um, and I was looking at it from perspective of the way I was raised, knowing three different types of gender, a male, a female, and a hermaphrodite. If and I was raised in a world where that was a what's the word for it? A physical defect,
Hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
um, and it becomes even more question. I wasn't. That's not something that like was a lot discussed. More so, like being a homosexual or a heterosexual was more discussed.
Yeah.
From the mentality of it being, were you born that way, or was this something that you grew
A
to be
choice.
well, maybe not choice, but grew to be, that you liked men, you liked females at one point in time because you loved your mother, or you loved your father, or you loved your aunt, or whatever you loved, the person that raised you, because that's a lot of the reason why I believe that there is some sort of conspic I don't know what the word for it is, like some challenge to being um, sexually oriented one way or not. I think it arrives from who gave you the most attention, love, these things that you were talking about, making sure your heart's in the right place.
Yeah.
But
And I
man, I
like
could
that
be
you
completely
touched on
wrong.
that though. I do because that was my concept of it too. I
Mm-hmm.
thought that there were just men, women, and hermaphrodites,
Mm-hmm.
but a trans is essentially could be somebody who identifies as a woman in a man's body.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
As a homosexual person, but yeah, it's very interesting, you know?
Yeah, I don't know exactly how that works. I don't know if you have to have some operation done to signify that you are now a woman.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know if
Or if
that's
you just walk around and say, I'm a woman, but I'm a man.
isn't that
You
a
know what I mean?
drag queen?
Yeah, I mean, essentially. But that could also be a trans too.
Yeah, I guess
Huh?
so. Yeah, I guess so. Cause there are, well, I don't know. I don't know. That's something
Mhm.
that I don't think about. I don't think about a lot.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
as an informed person, I should probably be educated on the way other people feel.
exactly.
Um,
Yeah.
but this goes into, I guess, another world, another class of of thinking on the reality of the world being a simulation, and
Hmm.
that we what that our actions are predetermined, and that
Yeah,
there's no variable for change.
yeah.
What do you think about that?
That's that. I guess for me, that touches onto um, religion.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yeah, it
and
definitely does.
I believe little, but I also believe that there could be potentially a higher power, but
Mm-hmm.
when it gets into these topics, I tend to stray whichever way. I just don't involve myself much. Probably should more, but
So
I
you
never
live your
wanted to
life
be.
kind of in the present.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
see, I see what you're saying.
yeah,
So depending upon the relationships that you are curating, you that's where your art, your music comes from, is
yeah,
the now. You know.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
exactly. And that's why it's ever changing.
Yeah.
You know, that's
Yeah.
why it doesn't stick to one or two. It's evolution, really, in a sense, as a person, as an artist, as just a friend. You
Yeah.
know,
So
like,
like, what is that? How does that define pop music? Because pop music's kind of like a bit of everything, right?
hmm, yeah,
Because you got some futuristic music from like Michael Jackson
Yeah,
or
which is
Beyonce.
pop. Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh shit! What the fuck just happened there? Just
maybe
became an alien.
aliens here.
Yeah. Anywho, so I guess that's the next conversation.
Yeah.
Um, but I kind of want to segue into that with with quantum computing. Um, so we sure can get this to stop doing this alien stuff. We're getting there. Give us a second. The quantum computing um, is going to really change the way our reality is perceived. I think they just like turned on the first quantum computers this year, and there's like a fear that the quantum computing could potentially change the reality of the way that the current computers are. They're working all these certain little uh, computations, and this computer can predict what they're gonna do before they do it.
Okay.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, right?
Oh man. Uh, oh man. We live in the information world. That's for sure.
Yeah,
It's just gonna be so crazy by the time we're dead.
yeah. Oh, that's another topic that I had discussed with another with Smack about the the sequences of of being alive, being dead, and then how much of reality is based on. And this goes back to observational reality. And if there's someone who's not con- consistently interacting with you, uh, in their reality, are you still alive?
Mm, that's debatable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Because if we stray from the actual meaning of death, not actually being dead, then I would assume that that would be correct, wouldn't it?
And I guess that kind of coincides with the being woke movement.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Stay woke.
Yeah. Real quick. That was getting. All right, is it back? All right, now we're back. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Had to go into the UFO land for a second there.
Yeah.
Sounded weird. Um, yeah, I don't know about the stay woke. I don't know. I don't think I understand it. I don't understand where their origin of this colloquialism came from.
Hmm. I don't know either. I've never really looked into it much. I always thought that I was woke. I don't know. It seems that people come up with definitions and words
Yeah.
for feelings that I've already had. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I guess stay observant. You know, like
Yeah.
look at what these people are doing. I didn't know that it was to be classified as stay woke or
Right.
old school chill hip hop beat is now lo-fi, and that's a whole movement. You know what I mean?
Oh, but
Just that kind of.
that's a matter of audio. That's like an uh audio file definition because it's low fidelity music,
Hmm.
which I
And
get
then they
that.
just they pushed it, yeah,
Yeah.
which is cool,
Hmm.
but it's been that way before. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
okay. Okay. Talk about that.
Yeah, just like at least the vibes from what I see.
Yeah.
Maybe not the technical structure. Maybe that's what it made it lo-fi.
Mm.
But it's just like things like that. Stay woke, lo-fi, all this crap. People put a label on it, and then it gets hype,
Mhm.
It's what it is. People follow the movement.
Yeah.
Ride the wave, and then we come up with another definition of something else, and man, we live in the McDonald's era, you know what I mean? So everything needs a label, it needs to be packaged, and has to have a nice brand in order to succeed. It's
Right.
just, you can get
Maybe
lost in that, man.
it's in one. What's in one day is out the next.
Yeah, but you can still go get a $1 hamburger.
Mhm. Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Um, you know what's interesting though? When I started hanging out with people who were from the city or like hipsters or whatever,
yeah,
I noticed I started drinking like craft beer, and I was like,
uh,
"What the fuck? Why? Why is everyone like enticed by this craft beer uh, fad or whatever?"
mm. Why do
Why?
you think?
I think that they believe that it's either healthier or some shit. I don't know. That seems to be the case. I think, right?
Hmm. I suppose because these big companies are pushing God knows what,
Mm-hmm.
and creating an abundance that is almost impossible to create. So I could see why people tend to lean more towards craft. But I mean, I was drinking craft beer in a town 60,000 population, like
Mm-hmm.
not because anybody else did it. I just thought it was better.
Yeah.
No, I'm not gonna lie, it has more percentage.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, so
With
that's
the
the
alcohol.
addict,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
7%.
Again, yeah, man. Your congratulations on being sober again.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
7 weeks?
Yeah, sure. Let's run it.
No. Where are you? How many weeks?
7 weeks. The less you know, the better.
Why is that?
Because the way that I look at it is if I tell people too much, then the judgments run. And
Yeah, but you should be judging yourself.
exactly. And that's the most important thing. Judge yourself. Doesn't matter what other people talk about. Do things for yourself. You know what I mean? Don't tell these people everything. It's almost as if getting on stage and you mess up and then you apologize for messing up. Now,
Yeah.
you'd think that that would be the honorable thing, but it actually makes you look worse.
I don't
So,
I don't know about that. I just saw
yeah.
Taylor Swift. She was performing a show and there was like a malfunction. She was supposed to like um fly over the crowd and like this some sort of apparatus and it just like broke or some shit and then so like
Hmm.
she took her up in the air but she didn't like go across the crowd. She
Okay,
was
okay,
out there.
okay.
She was apologizing. Everybody was like, "Woo,
Oh,
Taylor
cool, cool.
Swift, yeah, yeah, fuck me." You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
So I think it definitely depends.
Yeah, I guess maybe it depends on your stature, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe if you're huge
Yeah.
and you show humbleness, people like that.
Hmm.
But if you're nothing and you almost have more to prove,
Yeah.
you know?
Yo,
So
but
if
we have we I think society has a fear of the unknown for
oh
sure.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you know, especially with the way that people talk about secret societies and
And
everything that's going on behind closed doors.
and the flat earth, like that's the same unknown fear.
Yeah,
Everybody's, you know what I mean? Everybody believes that we're on a sphere circling through the galaxy. There's a giant fear in the unknown of the vastness of the universe, you know?
yeah, that's a good way of describing what we're talking about here.
Yeah, man.
Um,
People are in fear of everything. We're essentially in fear. It's crazy, really.
well, isn't it aren't the top fears the fear of public speaking, the fear of death? There's like two more fears that are like the top five, or three more fears that are top five fears.
Is a fear of heights up there
I
too?
think
I,
so. I
I
think
think
fear
it
of heights
is.
is
I
up
think it's
there.
like number three. Spiders one
Arachnophobia.
too. Yep.
Arachnophobia. I think that might be, or maybe not spiders in general, but or specifically, but
Yeah.
insects and things like that.
And we did say death, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's wild though because I guess some people live their whole life for the length of their life and they never really accomplish anything
Due to fear.
due to fear.
Yeah. And you know, the only person we really have to blame for that is the government, you know,
Right.
because they keep us roped in and they make us afraid.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they show us things as a child. They brainwashed us to being fearful, like live, be a worker. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Yeah.
Get married,
Mm.
have kids, security. You know,
Yeah.
it's just it may not be the truth. You know,
I wish
but
I
I'm
knew.
just a man.
Yeah, I wish I knew a little bit more about this. I definitely had to give up the fear of public speaking because if you ever want to be, if you ever want to be in politics, doing art, doing anything that you have to speak, they're gonna
Yeah,
ask you to speak in front of people. You know,
yeah,
um, maybe this kind of communication in a podcast on the live is different from that, but I always feel like there's a large crowd of people listening.
yeah, yeah, for sure. And that's just probably the fear getting you. You know,
Mm,
because yeah, no, it's crazy. I have a fear as well. You know, but it also comes with just working on things daily. You know, if you go perform twice, three times a week, you're going to have less of a fear every single time you go up and do it because you're accustomed to it. You know,
yeah,
it's just about really putting the work in. Practice makes perfect, essentially. You know,
right.
and that's what I believe in. So even with these podcasts, you know, if you have a fear maybe one time and it doesn't go quite the way you wanted it to,
Mm-hmm.
instead of getting a salty taste in your mouth, do it again. And
Yeah.
then just do it again, do it again, do it again, because it just gets better and better and better, better, easier, easier over time, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people don't just pop up out of nowhere, you know. But some people are very confident, you know. Maybe that's a testament of how they feel, you know, who they are as a person. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I've been also watching a lot of these MK Ultra videos uh, about
Yeah.
celebrities like getting frozen in sleep.
Okay.
So it kind of,
Frozen in sleep?
well, like a glitch. So like they either have a seizure or something.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, there's
yeah.
probably a medical term for whatever's happening at that moment, but they have a seizure or they, freeze up in front of the camera and don't move or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
Like
react.
one eye twitches.
Yeah, react in a strange way that doesn't look completely regular or normal.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know how much influence this is because of humanity and not some sort of external force other than human influence. What do you think?
You know, it's hard to say because they were working on that stuff. What was it back in the 60s?
Mm-hmm. With LSD.
Yeah. And, you know, that's a reason why it's illegal. Is it because, you know, you tap into your brain and you're actually one with the world, which
Mm-hmm.
is nuts, man. Oh my God, it's crazy. But you know, they were experimenting on this stuff in the 60s, and that was half of a decade, or not decade. What is 100 years? Whatever.
A
But it's
millennium.
like
A millennium.
there you go. Yeah, but it's almost 60 years ago, and the advancements that we've made in technology are undeniable. So I could only imagine where they're at now.
Yeah,
you know? And that's why a part of me believes that, hey, man, it could be true, but who am I to know? And what is it going to do for me in my present day to know this stuff? Like, how is that going to help me, I guess? You know what I mean?
definitely.
I don't know. I don't know.
Um,
I don't have an answer.
do you feel like you utilize your brain uh, to make decisions, or do you do a lot of things on autopilot?
That's a good question. You know, that's tough. That's a tough question because I'll have thoughts of something happening that I want it to happen, and then it happens.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah.
like, but the path to get to there, I guess, would potentially be autopilot,
Well,
but not.
I was
You know,
thinking more like regular activities, um,
uh,
decision making, obviously, but maybe like I know I go on autopilot when I'm watching something.
mhm.
Um, I like to zone out, watch the television. I'll have like minimal thoughts while I'm doing that because maybe I'm trying to interpret the data.
Mm,
I know whenever I'm going to the gym, when I'm working out, I kind of go on autopilot. I do the treadmill, pump some iron a little bit, and there's a variable change while doing that. I don't do the same thing every single time.
okay,
I notice sometimes I'll notice I'm doing the exact same thing when I am like going to get a drink out of the fridge.
okay,
You know, you turn on the light, you go to the fridge, you grab the drink, go to your room.
okay.
You know what I mean? Like there's some
Yeah,
ritual or something, but it doesn't take a it doesn't there's not a lot of computations going on in your brain. Whereas whenever you're in a situation where maybe you're in a car accident and you got to figure out how to cut somebody out of a car, you're going to be thinking about how which way the traffic's going. Is there fire? You know, there's a lot of things going on in your brain to make the best decisions in a situation like that.
in a short amount of time.
Yeah.
You know.
Hmm.
No, that's an interesting question. I like that. You know, I don't have an answer. I
Hmm.
don't know. You know,
Hmm.
I'd have to be more conscious about it next time I start making small decisions, such as going to the fridge,
Hmm.
zoning out. You know, but I feel like I'm definitely aware a lot,
Hmm.
and you know, I like to maybe smoke a little bit or something to
Hmm.
dim down my awareness.
I have the
Yeah.
opposite
Hmm.
reaction when I smoke.
Hmm.
More, I can feel pain sometimes.
Hmm.
Not really. More emotional pain. A
Hmm.
lot of emotional pain, not physical pain. Physical pain's
Hmm.
a little different, but emotional pain because I feel like I'm aware more of my not my fears, but like I don't know how to explain it, but aware because I've learned to see fears as oh I haven't experienced this before.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, it's
Yeah. Yeah.
about experiences.
Yeah.
Consciousness is another thing that you said that, and I've been noticing lately that these type of words like consciousness, woke, um, depression have been being used in to attack people, saying
Yeah.
you're
Yeah. Yeah.
not this, you're
Yeah.
not woke enough. I'm more woke than you are, or
Yeah.
consciousness. I'm more conscious than you are. Let me
Yeah.
educate you on how to be conscious. And
Hmm.
I don't necessarily know if there is a right or wrong way of being conscious.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know, especially with the government and everything, they do tend to hammer down on free thought. You know, I
Okay.
mean, most most drugs out there that allow you to think and expand your thought are
Mm-hmm.
illegal,
Okay.
and most drugs out there that close off your thoughts are legal,
Mm-hmm.
such as alcohol and whatnot, and
Opiates.
pills.
Well,
Yep, yep,
synthetic opiates.
yep, yep.
Opioids, I should say.
Oh yeah, all that stuff. You can just go to the doctor. It's easily accessible, but they won't let you smoke marijuana because you focus, or so
Mm-hmm.
they say. LSD is banned, mushrooms are banned, psychedelics of any kind are banned because they allow you to think freely and more deeply, you know, and maybe that's why they were experimenting with it. It's crazy.
I had
I don't understand why,
I had a lot of fear of drugs.
Yeah,
I had a fear of cocaine for a while till I was subjected to it. Um, I mean, I'd seen it a couple times before when I was younger, but when I became an adult and I saw it in a larger quantity and being subjected to it like face to face in a different way,
yeah,
I had a very big fear of that. And it just turned out to be an organism like lettuce. You know, it's just
yeah.
a plant. Depending upon how it's refined and whatnot, it can
No,
change.
totally. Yeah. And, a lot of that fear comes from the war on drugs that they had,
Yeah.
you know,
Hmm.
and DARE programs as kids, uh, a lot of that fear, at least from my memory, is where that came from,
Right,
you
and they're
know?
still doing it today.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I don't deny the war on drugs,
Right.
but to instill fear inside of a child is, I don't believe in those tactics. You know what I mean?
No, I
But
definitely
we
don't.
did we did grow up with having our asses spanked. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Getting beat into a certain way to act. And that can go either one of two ways.
Yeah.
At least when you look at a dog, you know what I mean? That's the same thing. If you beat a dog, it's either A, going to be submissive, extremely submissive, or B, be aggressive.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But that's another topic.
Well, yeah. I mean, I was thinking about that a couple days ago about um, the way that we've been treating people, and I saw it in my own two eyes of someone treating their girlfriend, I guess, in a way that I would have assumed a way that you would have treated a dog. You know,
Yeah,
babying the dog. She's 20 fucking 5 years old. You're treating her like a dog, like,
yeah,
and it's like, it was. I felt like it was more for show. You know, it was like, whoa, what the fuck, you know.
yeah, yeah.
um, but I don't
That
know.
that's his own issues though too. It is.
His or her, because we can't call her a him.
True, true.
You know,
It,
the world's fucked.
yeah,
Uh,
it could be her issues as well. Maybe she likes that. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's definitely possible. No, I was talking more about the isolated person. Oh, but then maybe he can't be one person. Maybe he's three people.
Yeah, yeah,
In our world, this is just I don't even know how to even I feel like a dumbass. I feel like a dumbass all the time because I'm so shocked and confused what people are saying.
yeah. And why? Why do you feel so confused at what people are saying?
Well, I'm confused how it's profitable, how this is how it becomes mainstream. I'm confused as to why people are listening to uh, a Donald Trump or a fucking Jake Paul.
Yeah,
Well, I see why that is. I mean, more attributed to the fact that white, being white with blonde hair, you know, that's like what, um, 85% of the population or something like that.
Jake Paul as well, though. He has a very young demographic. These kids are,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, you remember how it was to be a kid. Like, I'm talking 12, 11, 10. You know what I mean? Just like being a young, immature boy.
Jesus
That's
Christ.
that's who he caters to, which is I don't understand how. You know what I mean? But
It's alien to me. I mean, I was about to
yeah,
go off on alien species and things like that, but it's these some of these other humans that I live with are as alien to me as somebody who's green.
yeah,
It's I though when we were growing up, I don't remember 13-year-old girls twerking and basically butt naked on mainstream media.
yeah. You know, you know, a great song to listen to while we're on that subject is let me look. It's by Lupe Fiasco.
Mm,
It's called "Bitch Bad."
okay.
That's what it is. Bitch Bad, and he speaks on that, man. It's great. It's a good story.
Is there
You
any
know.
tracks that you would want me to play that are yours? Because I'd like to run one of your
Uh,
tracks and take a break for a second.
yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Run Purple Dreams on my SoundCloud.
That's the
It's
last one
the
I ran. I ran that
Oh, you did?
on the one before. Yeah, no, I'll do it again. It was good. I liked it a lot, and I'm gonna ask you questions about it afterward.
Yeah, for sure.
What I noticed is there's another Ty C on SoundCloud now,
There is.
with no dash.
Oh, there is.
All right, here I'm gonna run it. This is Ty C, Purple Dreams. Where's it? All right, maybe it's gonna go in a second.
Gotta love internet.
Yeah. Oh man, should have it downloaded already. What? Oh, it can't be played right now.
Is it because you're live and no,
Uh, no, that's not why. I don't know why.
you did it the
Um, is it on YouTube?
yeah, it is.
Nah, I think it's just my internet connection.
It's okay.
But I'm gonna play it once I get it on YouTube. YouTube always works. Wow, what? All right, this has got to be conspiracy. Whoa, it's just about to play and then it doesn't play. Do they have to upload you to? They gotta upload you to SoundCloud.
It's what?
I was just saying that like they gotta upload you to SoundCloud so you can go perform the song so that it plays.
Oh, geez.
How crazy is that, man?
The aliens.
Maybe. I think it was just an error. Wonder. Ah, well maybe that won't. Maybe let's try this. Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot. Still streaming.
Eating ass on a plane.
What
Call
plane?
that Skyrim.
Ha! Who
That's
said that?
ridiculous.
You said that?
it's just, it was just a post.
Oh, I thought you came up with that rap.
No.
Yo, what the fuck? I've never seen anything like this happen. Oh, what is this one? Maybe this one will play. Everybody dies. Nope, does not play. Well, I don't know what to. I don't know what else to do. Um, I guess we could talk about aliens. What do you believe in about aliens?
Remember when we were talking about lizard people?
Yeah,
Stretched skin.
yeah.
Oh my god. That was funny. I mean, I believe in aliens,
Are you talking about like
of course.
uh, like give me a good example of person with stretched skin?
My god. I think it was just Botox or something, or a facelift. But just when you see somebody and their eyes are just bulging out of their skull, and their skin is just like wrapped tight around their cheekbones.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Who is this?
I just saw some random person the other day.
Okay.
I was like, oh man, that is an alien right there. Oh my gosh. No, I believe in, extraterrestrials. I also believe that they could be inside of the earth, you know?
Do you call that an interterrestrial?
Yeah, there you go. Under terrestrial, underground.
Underterrestrial.
Hey man, that's a good rap name. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
Um, do you feel like you've ever encountered an alien and had like a discourse with them?
I can't say that I have,
Okay.
you know?
I was
Maybe
th-
maybe only within self.
I thought you were about to accuse me of being an
Oh no. No,
alien.
no. That's
uh,
funny.
um,
When I was on acid, I definitely
yeah,
it was more of an internal thing though, you know.
gotcha. I was
But we
watching
all, yeah, it's
I was
crazy.
watching a documentary on aliens and different species of aliens, and then I noticed in my head um, I was trying to apply the characteristics of these aliens to people that I've met in my life,
Oh geez.
and and thinking like, oh, that's that type of alien. But
That's just
I think that you know,
dead
uh,
people?
dead people. Oh, like necromancers and shit like that.
No, no, I couldn't resist because you were like, I see
Oh,
dead people.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
You
That
you know
was
what I'm saying.
frustrating.
But continue though.
Um, I definitely see dead people. Um, maybe not like in the literal sense, but inside they feel empty.
Mm. Soulless.
Yeah, I feel like I meet a lot of people who feel empty. I mean, I also meet people who don't feel empty. I can also see people who are faking it, and
Mm. Yeah.
they act like they have their shit together, but then
Hmm.
truthfully they're I think that I like to say this, but man, it sounds so fucking conceited. You know what I mean? To me, is he like,
Yeah, yeah,
oh, I understand the world better than you? No, you know what I mean? There's
yeah.
no fucking way. Nobody understands anything more than the other person.
No, yeah,
You know, it's
yeah.
all everybody has different perspectives,
Exactly, and it's all open for interpretation.
which is why we're always, you know, as a society, we're always in conflict over the color of something or the fucking attributes or something.
Yeah, and that's a great tactic for the government to separate everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Let's throw as much speculation onto this as possible to where nobody even knows the truth anymore. You
Yeah.
know, is it bad? Is it good? You know what I mean? It's just that's dangerous. It is.
Do you think that this technology that we have today has existed before, and that the government is kind of just like trickling it in to us?
Mm, it's a good question. I don't know.
I don't know either. That's crazy. That's what's crazy. It's like who knows? Who are the people that know? And
Yeah,
this is another
yeah.
conversation that I was having with Smack, is that he believes that there are individuals that are born into the current reality or the current dimension, and those individuals are given information about a past life, a reincarnation, that they will know how to interact in this dimension or this world, this reality at this time, to be successful.
Mm,
And they they know because someone told them about the last time they
yeah.
participated in this social experiment or this reality experiment.
You know, you can even break that down to DNA and genes.
I would,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like having visions of past lives of ancestors, if you believe in that as well. You know,
Do you sleep?
uh, sleep.
Yeah, do you sleep? I've never
Yeah.
seen you sleeping, so I don't know if you sleep. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I sleep less than most people. I'll just say that for sure. I'm usually the last one up. Maybe that's why.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm usually the last one up within the room. I don't know why, I just am.
You're the last one to go to sleep, and one of the the last to wake up.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm. Hmm.
Basically.
Do you get your 8 hours of sleep?
Um, Usually, yeah. And lately, at least back in my work grind, you know,
Hmm.
I'll get like a solid 8 and then I'll boom wake up like right 8 on the dot for some reason.
But you're not all.
Uh,
I would think that you're on overdrive
yeah,
with all the music that you're trying to create. You want to
yeah,
spend less time sleeping than you
yeah,
do participating. Putting your 40 in, then doing another 40, hopefully in the
yeah,
studio making
yeah,
music.
exactly.
Are
Yeah,
you drinking eight glasses of water a day?
I am.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, I drink a
Wow, I
lot of
can't say
water.
that I do that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
drink a high amounts of water.
Hmm.
And that's why I need to be careful about what water I'm putting into my system, you know?
Okay.
Because
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, definitely, and like filtered water, and if it's tap water, you know,
Hmm.
um, I'll go through depressive fits too, just my head,
Hmm.
just because I've been through a lot in my life, so it'll just come and get me and hold on to me, you know.
Yeah.
So I got to be aware of that as well. But yeah, it's usually hyperdrive. You know, I'll get off work after busting my ass 10 hours straight, and I'll be up for another 4 hours.
These sort
You
of
know.
basic necessities,
Hmm.
I feel, and it's interesting that it's coming in at the end of this podcast, is that, you know, we talk a lot, uh, uh, we talk less about this. We talk a lot about speculation. You
Yeah.
know, it's almost, it's very, very, very widely accepted that, hold on one second. Accepted that, 8 glasses of water a day, a fruit a week, you know, these things maintain your body.
Yeah.
Nutrition is something that, doesn't, there's a lot of definites about it. Um, and I don't hear a lot of people, opposing, being healthy,
Yeah. Usually not.
unless they're a troll. If they're a troll, man, they're gonna troll the shit out of you. Say eat candy, rot your teeth out.
Yeah. Yeah. But, that also touches back earlier in this podcast about the fear of the unknown.
Mm,
We'll sit here and talk about everything unknown because it intrigues, but why don't we just sit here and talk about what we know? Wouldn't there be more
right.
comfort in talking about what we know
Well,
and more,
some of
you
what
know,
we know is based on the things that we don't know. Like
yeah, yeah,
I don't know who Little Pump is, but that's a lot of the data that I can consume is this Little Pump, Trippy Red, the Daniel Bergoli. I consume this type of media as my entertainment.
yeah. And I get that,
Hmm.
you know. I guess I'm not so much in it. Like I'll watch, I'll
Yeah, but there's
see.
got to be something that you are looking at that's like, oh, I don't know what that is, and I'm intrigued by looking at
Yeah,
them.
yeah, definitely, definitely. And it's more about things related to self discovery,
Hmm.
growth.
Masturbation.
Actually, no, I don't. So
Oh,
that's
really? Like
awesome.
what has that done for you mentally?
I just read some stuff, and if I just keep my nut within my nuts per se,
Sure.
you get more creative energy. You release less minerals, you release less of your energy.
Yeah, you got to be
So
careful. I mean,
yeah,
well, for me, because I'm not on the same sort of dietary nutritional regimen that you are, a lot of what I consume is probably garbage. Maybe 25% of it is garbage. I'm not
yeah,
really trying to limit that because I want to live. I want to live my life, and I don't want to be restricted by anything.
exactly. And that touches on beliefs
Hmm.
because you're still alive
Right. Yeah.
and you're functioning the same way that I am, if not better, if not worse. I don't have any proof to that at all,
Yeah.
but you're still alive. You know what
Right.
I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, how do I even know that what I'm doing is doing the things to my head that they're doing? It's just beliefs. Maybe something to lift me up. If I feel depressed, I'll be like, well, I shouldn't feel this way because of this or that.
Well, if you
Something
and
like
I,
that.
if this is the only way to like, I guess to solve that kind of question is if you and I agree on someone else that is doing better than us, then we can both like look at how we can improve to be at that peak conditioning.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like if we both say we look at Eminem, but Eminem's looking kind of fucking rough these days.
Yeah,
We look at him and we're like, oh well, he's doing this and he's in this. That's peak conditioning.
yeah,
But I don't know. It's just kind of like a. That's just one example. There's so many different examples,
yeah,
and then, but it's hard. You know what is hard is to find an example of a person within your circle
yeah,
that you and I within our circle that we would look at and be like, oh yeah, that guy's got it. So I'm sure
yeah,
there's like people within the circles of Eminem that are looking like, but he does this and
yeah, 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 definitely. And
but his
that's tough. That's tough, man. That is tough,
yeah,
because who's to say if you're doing it or not?
right.
And usually most of these people that I was just watching a bunch of interviews before I got on the phone,
Hmm.
and they don't know what the hell, you know what I mean? Like most of these people that see success and whatnot, man, they talk about their failures first and most, you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like that's what they talk about is because it wasn't just fucking peaches and cream.
mm,
You know what I mean? Like
mm-hmm.
it wasn't, man. That's what I look at. You know,
Ah, yeah.
you just gotta have faith, man.
It's
Believe
the
in yourself.
it's the journey. What do
Yeah,
they say?
exactly. Man.
What's that? How's that saying go?
It's not the
It's
destination; it's the journey,
right. Yeah.
essentially.
Hmm.
You know, because the monk took his students. He was like, "I'm gonna show you something great. I'm gonna bring you to, whatever. I'm gonna give you something great,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So they go on this huge trail. I think they scale this mountain, something crazy, right? And then they make it to the end, and he picks up a rock and he gives it to the student. And then he says, it's not about where you're trying to go, it's about your journey and how
Mm.
you get there. You know?
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, you know what? I think that's a good conclusion on this conversation podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I'm gonna
agree.
cut the stream here. For those of you listening, tune in next time. All right.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yeah.